Hello everyone, I'm Vicki. Welcome to my channel. I'm going to today work in this journal. It's been sitting around. It's not like I try to finish up a journal usually. This is one as I make things, I just add them to here. And I'm trying to use up things that I have in drawers sitting around that I bought several years ago when I first started that I'm not using. So this was I think a cereal box that I just collaged, and I used a lot of my old scrapbook paper that I'm not that fond of, because I think I was going to make this an ephemera journal, and I must have changed my mind for some reason. So now I'm trying to kind of cover up some of the paper I didn't care for. So I'm going to make some tags, I think, for one thing. So this is a big tag that I'm going to make to put in this pocket. This is just an old Cracker Barrel receipt from '91. I'm going to use it somewhere, but not there. I was just storing it. So I'm going to make this big tag first. And I have a couple things that I kind of prepared so that I wouldn't be looking and searching, because that could run into hours. I was working on another journal, and I was just, you think of something, then you got to find the stuff, and you got to cut things, and it ended up being a couple hours. So I just can't do every single thing in a video, or it'd be hours long. So I'm going to start with this. I think I'm just going to glue this on here to begin with. I was trying to use this, but I just don't know. Not on this. Something else maybe. This was a new glue stick. This is a super duper tag. When you have a tall journal, you have super duper tags. That's just the advantage of using the smaller journals, where you just fold your copy paper, your 8.5 by 11 sheets. So your journal's not as big. A little more manageable, but this way I can get rid of more of that scrapbook paper. I just have a lot of it, and it's not all the ugly paper. I had bought some after I started junk journaling, because I was watching people with these cute papers. Well, those were kits, and now I am buying kits. I wasn't buying them at that time. I just hadn't done it yet. I just was afraid until I did it, and it wasn't that bad. Trying to just scooch that over. Okay, where's my rubbing thing? This is just, I used ink, sprayed, dipped, Okay, I would like that to kind of dry a little bit before I start cutting it, but who has time for that? I'm going to see if I can use scissors. This pair, they're not the sharpest, but I like the long ones for long distance rather than my little ones. I see other people do this, and they just cut right along. Me, I start catching the tag in it. But if I do, I do. I feel the tag being cut. But this was just too big to put in my trimmer. I don't have a huge trimmer. Okay, let me just rub this a little more, and I've got to trim up some edges. And I'll use the trimmer because I just can't do this with scissors. It's too... Maybe this isn't even square. I don't know. Okay. This looks a little... I see some on that edge. Now, if I line this up to try to get a straight edge, if it's not perfectly straight, it's okay. This is really that hard, I think, because of the glue being wet. It's not because of the thickness, I don't think. Okay, so what I do with some of my old scrapbook papers, I fold it in half and glue it together to come up with my tag bases, because it's kind of thick but not too thick, and it's a use to get rid of it. So theoretically this would be the writing side, so I think I'm going to leave that for that purpose, and I'll just ink this and think about what I want to do on the other side. Actually, we want to round the corner. Okay, and that way I think they look a little more finished, plus they don't get caught when you're trying to put them in a pocket. That's what we say anyway. I'll go ahead and ink it. Can't think of what I want to put on here. A flower. I may just leave it for now. I could actually draw lines there, but I don't think I will right now. I'm just going to put it in the book and cover that before I get something in the ink. Okay. There we go. And I need something on that, but one day I actually was working on the cat page. My cat page. This I'm going to find a paper to put there and glue Mad Kitty. This from a magazine is what sparked this whole thought process. If we have a cat, we know how they are. Yesterday I worked on this. I added this page. I just glued it. I folded this part over and just glued that on there because it wasn't a full page anyway. Unfortunately, with all these mad and bad kitties, I have these cute kitties. So I don't know what I'll do there, but this is the jailbirds. I'm going to put jail cats. I'm going to print that out when I design it in big bold letters. So, and I worked on this. I had a picture here that I changed that all up. I don't see it lying around anymore. So I put the princess in. I was going on the idea of the frog and the princess. And I was thinking of maybe doing something with this, but still undecided. So then I was working, I wanted to kind of semi-cover it. This isn't horribly ugly, but it's just not vintage looking. So this kind of is a mixture of vintage and non-vintage. So I'm going to make a tall tag. That's what I'm going to do here. I don't believe this went in here. So I'm going to remove her. I'm going to measure this. I'm going to make it, where's my pencil? There it is. Not quite as tall, I think. I think I'll hold it back a little. I don't know why, but I am. So I'm going to close that, and I'm just going to tear it. I don't want to drag out my other trimmer. Okay. We all know I made a mark, so I'm going to line this up to make it square. That's the line I'm going to cut on. Well, I'm actually going to tear it, so I'm going to... That looks pretty square there. So then I'm going to line this up with, I guess, the 13 here. And just tear it. Wait, is this what? Okay, this is for length. Always check and double check what you're doing. I will end up messing it up. So I'm going to This is what I got from Scrapbooking with Me. Edith does these all the time. And this is going to be the hinge, I guess, or the, so that the tag is full tag. So I'm going to start in the middle and go either way just to make sure that doesn't get weird. So the tag, that's kind of skinny, but that's fine. I'll go this much. Make this a tuck on the other side. This is going to be over the page and over the page. So now when I glue this, you see we'll have the full width of the tags. So, okay. And then we'll fold this because it's going over the page. This will be on the other side. I just picked a color that matched within the stripes. I want to make sure I get this as straight and even as possible. Now that is what it is. Okay. Okay, so let's look at what we're doing. I mean, I kind of know. But we must make sure it's going to go on the page like this. This is going to flip. We'll have the pocket here. Then when you turn the page, this is going to be a side tuck. So I think I'll put it in the middle. Okay, just checking. So I've got quite a gap. I'll just probably ink there, so that'll be there. Okay. I will go ahead and cut the thumb hole. What size? That one's too small. This one is kind of large. Well, we'll do it anyway. I'm looking for middle. Close enough. Okay, now let me ink it really quick. This is where I may be able to use the tape. I've had this tape for so long. I think I got it at Dollar Tree. No, I got it at Tuesday Morning. I'm just going to go ahead and flip this back and ink it. Got that at Tuesday Morning. Didn't really know what it was. I was just starting my junk journaling. And I saw stuff and I was thinking, well, I probably will need this. And I'm going to actually go inside here. Because sometimes you see inside there when you're putting your tag in. Okay, we got that. Let's go down here. This side. I know inking is time consuming, but for me it's necessary. You don't have to ink. You don't even have to do a vintage journal. You can make yours very modern. It's just I think these started out, you know, being junk journals, so from the time period. And a lot of this ephemera and stuff is from that, so. But you can always do modern. Okay, this is just going to go. Let me heavily do this. I don't want to put any thumb holes. Just to separate on the page. Stand up, little guy. Okay, so this is going. I'm going to use the tape. I actually have wider tape, but it's across the room in a drawer. So So I'm just going to use this. I know most people use score tape, S-K-O-R, it's a brand, but this is, I don't know what brand it was, if it was a brand at all. And I didn't even know it was tape. I didn't even know what it was. I was like, I don't know what this is, but I'm buying it. I bought several. Now, well, this doesn't rip. Score tape will rip. And I'm going to put this piece, this is tough, right here on the edge, because you want the edge covered so that your tag doesn't get caught. I'm going to put another piece. I don't know. Normally you would have a wider piece, but I'm going to do, yeah, I got to get it on that end. Okay, let's take this piece. I'm going to turn it this way. Let's see if I can, I don't know if I can do any better or not. I'll put it right on that edge. Whoops. I don't know, I watch these people, they just go really fast. Maybe if I had a wider piece, it would be different. Okay. Let's burnish it in. I may have to learn how to do this better. Snip these off. Oh, now comes the hard part. Taking the this off. They do it so easily, let me tell you. This comes up somehow. Well, that's the whole piece. I'm going to get it one way or another. Let me see, maybe this way? Oh boy. I can get one little piece of it up. I mean, I can't continue on till I do this, so. Okay, let's go to this end. I may or may not get to finish this tag. I have to finish it off camera and show it in the next video. Oh, got it. Okay. Yay, got one. I know you're probably thinking, if it's that hard, I don't want to use that stuff. Well, you may not be able to find this particular stuff. But score tape looked so much easier than this, is what I'm going to say. Okay. So theoretically, it should go quickly. There. Just burnish it down, and it should hold, I'm hoping. So now, I didn't do that. Shoot. It's okay, I'll use the glue. We won't have to fight through that. Okay. I'm just going to add the glue. It's no big deal. That would have just added more misery to the video, so probably worked out. Okay, so we got that. Now let's try to get her in here. So, what we're going to do the gluing will take place on this side. We're going to glue here and here. I'm going ahead and glue there as well, because it needs to be held down on for this side. So that's what I'm doing. I'm sure it's got to be the right decision. So I've been fighting with this. It's doing pretty good now. Well, maybe because I've used it a couple days in a row. Look how far from the edge I am. Oh boy. Is that right? No. Oh. Oh, I'm sure everyone was screaming at me. No, wrong side. And I even doubled it. Darn it. See, this is what happens when you're doing a video. You get all turned around because you're thinking about the video. Here we're gluing. Here. Because it didn't really look right, so. Now, let me make sure that this is dry. Yes. Okay. Now, let's make sure we get it on the correct page. Probably going to stencil that. Okay, let's do it this way. We're going to put it here, down here. We're going to fold it over. There we go. Okay, there. Boy, that was tough. Close this up before we have issues. Okay, this is another project I'm working on. This may come up with this. And if not, it doesn't really matter because I'm going to have to do something. I was thinking of a stenciling thing on the page. So now we have the tuck. No thanks to my almost closing it up, and the pocket. And I'll have to make a tag for that. I didn't really have anything else planned, so maybe I will go ahead with the tag. Here, I have these. Perfect. So I'm going to cut it. I'll make it pretty wide. I'll do here. And how tall do I want it to be? I'm going to start up here and see how I like it. You know, I take more off. Sometimes you want things that stick up, or they're up far enough so that your topper or whatever. I put little tiny marks so I don't see them, and then I don't see them. That could be used as a belly band, maybe. Unfortunately, that's not going to work. So I'm going to have to find my other cutting board. Where did I put it? Oh boy. I don't want to cut on this mat. Well, I guess I'm going to have to, aren't I? Okay. Square it up. I'm going to put this here. Square this side. Because this side looks... It's not necessarily straight because of the fact that I folded that paper over and glued it together. So we're going to get a knife. My utility knife. Get it ready. There and there. Okay. Pretty good. Pretty good. I'm going to come down kind of hard. Nope. Watch your fingers. Okay, that might be useful somewhere else. So that'll fit. Let me check the sides, because I'm going to have to cover it with something. Okay, I'm trying to use up paper. So I have this book. Maybe the orange. I don't want another floral necessarily. I mean, you know, you could use that half of the page, but I don't think there's anything in a good color. Oh, I've got this. This or... what else did I have? That. I think I'll go with that. That's just too much pattern with that pattern. And this is low density pattern. Oh, so many pads to use. So many. So let's see. Let's do the real length. Maybe right now. This will go in. And the angles are cut. Oh, it's awful flimsy. I'm going to take a smidge more off of that. Okay. Couldn't find my trimmer. Let's see. I'll do this side. I'm just going to take that much. Not much, just a little. Okay. Now let me get my head in this before I do something wrong. Okay, got my glue paper. No wet glue. Doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong way. Because you know how you always put things upside down, but this is plain, so we're good. So, on the other side, I may stencil something. Can't think of, because I don't want it white, you know. Can't leave it like that. I'm going to go this way. Can I make it? Yes. I like to get all the way to the edge. And I like to look in the light to make sure I got everything. Because sometimes you don't. Okay. This is going down. I just can't get it that close to the edges. And things just aren't always in square. I may have to slice down that side. What happened to my little napkin? You know, at one time I had 2 or 3 of them sitting here. Can't wait forever. Let me see. I like to make sure I don't have air bubbles in here, because you can see air bubbles if you don't smooth them out or don't have the glue all the way. Okay. Oh boy, here I'll do this with the scissors, this side. And down this side. Okay. I watch these other people do this and they just go right along. You would think the thickness of this tag would guide your scissors, the blades, but it doesn't. I felt myself cutting it. Okay, now, again, I'm going to put this to here. Oh, I mean, it's not horrible, but got it. But I'm just going to go from that line to that line. Now it's even skinnier, but that's okay. It's fine. It's just a tag. And that doesn't, I see where the paper's not, where it's not even. So there we go. Now I will round the bottom corners. And I'm going to go ahead and use this, I think, because it's a narrow tag. Because this is nice, but these are small. Sometimes you want bigger, but I think that's fine. Now on this back side, I have all these new stencils. I may stencil and then glue something on there. There's no real theme or anything. I'm thinking I don't want to do the flowers. Let's just do this. It looks like gauze. It reminds me of gauze. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, what I'm just going to do vintage photo. I'm going to leave this on the ring because the ring was very hard to manipulate. I'm going to have to use this here. I'm getting a big brush that looks brown. Looks brown to me. And I'm just going to put it there. And go to it. Shoot. Hold it down. And you can take a peek. Oh. I'm trying to do light and dark. Some of the light is just very light. Yeah, it doesn't have to be dark. That's good. Get a little bit there. Okay. I wonder if I went this way, what would happen? No, better not. Better not. Let me just load up the brush. Take a quick peek. Good. Call it good and move on. Doesn't have to be perfect. There's no, you just want it to look natural. Does that look natural? Sure. Now I could put some paper on here, some book page. Maybe not. Maybe I won't. And maybe I won't even decorate this yet. I don't know what this is. They're so huge. That's the thing about the big ones. Of course, she always used some, you know, very, like a picture. So you didn't need to put much on it. What would you put on that? Let us look. Let's look in here. See if anything says, use me. I don't particularly want an animal. Coffee. A stamp. I just need a big focal point type thing. I don't, how about a jar? It's not horrible. Kind of like it. I like that color too. Sometimes the first thing you pick will be the one you're going with. But I need something else, not a guest check. Piece of paper. Let's see. But what have I got? That's too small. I need something large. A large piece of something. Here's what I'm digging through. Writing paper, mushrooms. How about something like that? That might be cute. Or, I'm only going to get half of it, or part of it. That's cardstock. Don't want that. I printed out these so I would have little pieces to rip up. But that's not going to work here. I don't know. No. I was thinking of the one with the teapot. I'm probably going to have to use one of those. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, which one do I like best? Canned peas. How about something like that? I could put some of it here and then just... So let's rip this off. Let me start here because I want to make sure this, okay. Okay. Okay, I just had to get that off of there. Oh, so I'm going to, well, I may not get the canned peas part on there. I'm just going to rip, I'm just going to kind of diagonal it. I mean, not to worry, I can print it again. It's a good thing about digitals. Okay. I'll just rip it across here. And put this with the jar. Okay. A little ink. I'm going to leave that. That's the way it ripped. That's the way it's staying. Okay. Okie doke. It will be going on there. So let's get that out of the way. Move my papers. Find my glue paper. And get this show on the road. Okay. course, when you have the larger things, you use more glue. If you're monitoring how much supplies you're using, which I'm not. I have a little stash of glue sticks, especially this one. That I don't know if it just changed names or if it changed ingredients, but I don't know. But I still have like at least 4 of those in my stash. Let's just get it like so. Boy, I wish I had that. My rubbing thing. How could I have lost it? I sure don't see it. I used to have like 3 of them. I sometimes get them from here. Do I have some tape? Yes, I do. So then I can just rip this off my napkin. Fold the napkin. Oh, that's another thing. I need to use napkins. Okay, there we go. Ah, that's much better. I feel better about it now. Okay, now we were going to just put this. And I'm going to have to get a label. A couple labels, I think. To kind of finish it off. I'll probably have some. I printed some. I mean, these are just another thing in my stash that I'm using up. So glad. Did I ink this? Let us look. No, we did not. I'll get it. Only because there could be white edges. It's the only reason. Okay. Got it. I'm just going to put it like right there. Plus you get glue on your fingers. Oh boy. Little smudge rouge. Okay, now, where are those labels? I feel like I put them in a container. I was organizing. These aren't them. Or I've got little stamps over there. Here's some things I divided up. Those aren't the labels. Is this the labels? But is it the ones I wanted? Well, that doesn't make any sense. Now is the time. But I want something like that. Okay, I've got these from some group. I think I bought some labels. What did I do with them? I think I put them away. Here's some things. The money's cute. I wanted a number up there and a label down here. But I wanted a big label. I don't see one. I see nothing of the sort. Let's go back to here and see if I got something in here. Got ticket label-ish things. You know, could have some labels. Let's not give up. Oh, that was sticky. Never give up. Those are small. Oh, let's see. Maybe I threw some in here. Oh, a coffin ticket. That wouldn't be good with the jar. Might make you think the food's bad. These are tickets. That's not... Let's see. No, too big. Too big for that. Need something just not too big. Well, probably gonna have to go with that. But the number, I might use that. Well, I found one thing, huh? Wasn't a total loss. That's probably about what I'm gonna have to work with. Let me just ink this and see if I like it better inked. I really don't like the color of it, so I think I'm going to hold off till I find the other labels. But I will put this one up here because I like it. Kind of goes with the theme of the page there of the list. Coinage. Okay. Where are we? We're pretty far along here, so I'm going to have to end this video. So, we got the flip tag. I'm going to put it in facing this way. Put it in there. All right, and the side tuck. I will eventually have something I can just tuck in there. And what else did we do? We did this tag that I will find something to put on there. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Mistakes and all. We all make them, and I don't hide them. So, have a nice day, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video.